Today in the news, we talk smart access memory, creative solutions to console problems, and the 3060 Ti. What's up guys, I'm Snows, and this is your boot sequence. During the RX 6000 event, AMD was proud to announce a new GPU feature that would unlock performance for their upcoming cards, Smart Access Memory, or SAM. Before SAM, the CPU was always able to access the GPU memory, but it used to only be able to leverage up to 256 megabyte chunks. This small chunk was used to store all kinds of data, like vertex buffers, polygon meshes, texture data, geometry data, and more. With Smart Access Memory, the CPU would have access to the entire Vram, which results in less draw calls to the GPU memory, giving you a nice performance boost. AMD shows that with SAM enabled, you can get anywhere from 5 to a 11% performance increase. The only thing is, you need to be on the latest AMD GPU, Ryzen 5000 CPU, and 500 series chipset to take advantage of it. But are those requirements necessary? Not necessarily, but AMD is the first to put the work in to support it natively on their GPUs. In fact, a resizable GPU bar, which is that 256 megabyte block that everyone is talking about, and also what AMD is taking advantage of in SAM, is a function of the PCI Express specification. It's not even limited to PCIe Gen 4. I found documentation showing that this is possible on PCIe Gen 3, and that Windows has been supporting this on their display drivers, or WDDM, since 2017. This driver makes the resizable bar a feature available for the DirectX 12 API. So why am I talking about this? Well, first, it's so you know that this isn't really a hardware specific feature on the CPU and motherboard side of things. It has to be implemented on the GPU, hardware, and software. The advantage with AMD is that you have a huge pool of memory when using that feature on their GPUs, up to 16 gigabytes. But I'm also mentioning it because it looks like this won't stay an AMD specific feature for long. According to a tweet from Gamers Nexus, who spoke with Nvidia, the company is working on implementing this on their own GPUs, specifically the Ampere GPUs. Not only that, but like I said, this isn't hardware limited on the CPU and the motherboard. So Nvidia's version will work on both AMD and Intel platforms. They even have it running internally, and they're seeing similar performance improvements as AMD saw. As for availability for Ampere, according to Gamers Nexus, the Nvidia version of Smart Access Memory might not be available before the RX 6000 launch, but they'll keep an eye out on the development. It's going to be interesting to see if other softwares are going to take advantage of the resizable bar now that AMD and in the near future Nvidia support it. So what do you guys think? If Nvidia gets it rolled out and it happens to work with, let's say, AMD's older generations of CPUs like the Ryzen 2000 or 3000 series, or Intel's 9th gen or 10th gen CPUs, if it works on those, are we raising our pitchforks? Let me know what you think down below. Next up, let's get some quick fire news going. First, we got EK water blocks. You might have seen a few videos on the subject, but I'll link some down below. The company just unveiled their new thermoelectric cooler. Unlike TEC coolers of days past, this version will not be a power fiend. Older tech coolers would basically run at full throttle all the time, which would consume a whole lot of power, keeping the CPUs nice and cool, but would also bring condensation issues. This next generation water block is controlled in software, which reduces the CPU temperature, but also avoids condensation and reduces power consumption. Unfortunately, it's only compatible with Intel CPUs. Then we have MSI in the news, which takes a creative approach at solving a console problem, specifically a PS5 problem. As I mentioned in the last video, the PS5 doesn't support 1440p monitors, which means you actually are getting a blurry 1080p image on a 1440p screen. To fix that issue, MSI is updating some of their QHD and ultra-wide QHD monitors with a console mode. It would basically allow a 4K image to go through and then downscale it down to 1440p for an even crisper image. That's a pretty cool feature. And lastly, for the green team, it looks like the 3060 Ti is near release. Many companies have started registering 3060 Ti's across the globe. Zotac registered one with the RRA as a 3060 Ti Twin Edge, and MSI registered a few variants in their gaming trio, Ventus, and new Twin Fan series. If you need a refresher on the specs, it would feature 38 SMs for 4,864 CUDA cores and sport 8 GB of GDDR6 memory. And that's pretty much it for the catch-up, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop a like if you liked it, a comment if you want to talk about today's stories. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video right here, to subscribe to the channel. Stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.